Hello and welcome. My name is Kara Samlal Singh, and I'm your host for this afternoon session of financial learning to change your circumstances now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Before I introduce our presenter, I hope you all are doing your part in practicing good hygiene, social distancing, and staying at home as much as you can. Remember to keep each other safe by doing the right thing. As for our frontliners, our prayers are with you. This is our 34th day of our 60 days run, and our sessions are designed to give you financial education that we hope would enlighten and empower you to financially position yourself in these challenging times. Now, our presenter is an educator who has been in this business since 2016 along with her husband. Studying the educational packages she and her husband purchased has just fueled her love for knowledge and exploration of all that they were learning. Her huge heart and love for others has been her driving force to firstly help her family and friends, and then to create a domino effect of people both near and far to get their heads out of the sand and reposition themselves for a better financial future in this world today. Her mantra, if I be so bold to share it, is it's not only about the money, but for the financial legacy you leave for your family. It is my honor to present to you this session's speaker, my mother, Mrs. Donna Samlal Singh. Welcome.
Thank you, Kara, for that warm welcome. It is good to see your children learn and lead. Welcome, viewers. Your choice to be here speaks of your desire for change. If I can do one thing at this session, it will be to take your mind out of quarantine. COVID 19 has challenged our very existence, but it is not our permanent address. So I hope through this presentation to give you a new direction and purpose in these challenging financial times. Let me share my screen with you and then we can begin. This evening, it is my desire to take a journey from the past to the present so that you can become aware of all that is taking place in the financial world around you. You know how it is with technical, so just bear with me. Okay, we are here. The importance of education in our life cannot be understated. Knowledge is power. And as I said, I will share with you what is happening in the present and in the past as we begin with this video that will highlight what is going on as we speak.
Moving on to some more breaking news coming in the wake of coronavirus pandemic, it is a grim news for the world economy. The IMF says that it is now in recession, and this is going to be way worse than the global crisis of 2008. This comment has come from the International Monetary Fund's MD, who says that it is a crisis like no other, and never in the history of the IMF have we seen the world economy coming to a standstill.
Never in the history of the IMF we have witnessed the world economy coming to a standstill. we are now in recession. It is way worse than the global financial crisis.
The global financial crisis of 2008, not so long ago. But to know where you are going, you must know where you came from. In 2008, as the world turns, we saw things happening. We saw the New York Stock Exchange taken another dive. We saw London Exchange sunk. We saw Moscow is in the tank, Tokyo is in a tailspin, and Bombay's exchange is bad. And it went on and on and on because the financial world and it was being hit hard. When we look just now, it's not moving. Bear with me a minute. I'm gonna have to come out. Okay. Right. The financial world was hit and being hit hard. The neighborhood was going in the US, home builders, mortgage companies, market, the US economy. Even here in Trinidad, we felt it. Was touched on Hindu Credit Union. The world economy was in a tailspin. And in the States, the banks were falling. Who will be next as Lehman Brothers went down? Will you be next? And that was the question that was going around for the banks at the time. The caption on the Time cover was, how can we get out of this mess? The blame game isn't working, so what will? Debt, bailout, fraud, greed? What? But here's an answer. What bailed them out in this video?
It was a record amount, $700 billion to rescue the country's failing banks. Weeks later, and with the economy still in turmoil, many are wondering what happened.
So now we're talking about sort of trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. We're trying to say, wait a minute, okay, the money's gone. Where did it go?
A congressional oversight panel is looking into just that, finding out what Treasury has done with the billions it's already spent.
It is entirely appropriate for the American people to know how their taxpayer dollars are being spent in private industry.
Meanwhile, the Associated Press contacted 21 banks that received at least $1 billion in government dollars and asked 4 questions. How much has been spent? What was it spent on? How much is being held in savings? And what's the plan for the rest?
None of the banks responded. We didn't get one answer. We got a lot of, we're trying to meet the intentions of the law. We're trying to boost the economy. We're trying to lend more money, but no numbers. No bank would tell us exactly what was being done with the money.
A spokesman for JP Morgan Chase, which got $25 billion, responded with this. We've lent some of it. We've not lent some of it. We have not disclosed that to the public. We're declining to. SunTrust banks, which got $3.5 billion, simply said, we're not fighting dollar in, dollar out tracking.
A year or two ago, when we talked about spending $100 million for a bridge to nowhere, that was considered a scandal across the country. Now we're talking about 1,000 bridges to nowhere, and that's called the new stimulus plan.
Congressman Garrett opposed the bailout. He and others blame the lack of transparency on a quick decision by Congress, one that lacked a concrete plan, as nobody ever stopped to require the banks to explain where the money went.
It was a rush to judgment. Administration came down and said, you have to do this today or the sky is going to fall.
I don't buy a winter coat without a plan. I can't imagine how someone could think that they were going to repair a failing economy and undertake spending billions of dollars in taxpayer money without a plan.
The panel expects to have some answers for Congress and the public in early January. Lawmakers say they want to top restrictions on the remaining $350 billion before any more cash is handed out. And Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson says the department is trying to step up its monitoring of bank spending. Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
But it was already spent. And the banksters were there saying thanks for the bailout. But look at what they're doing. The taxpayers, again, were being called upon to pay for their bad management. Now check out our new higher interest rates and our new penalties. And don't forget, if you didn't see the movie, note to look at it because they said we're too big to fail. What do we know? To know is to be enlightened and empowered. For the banking system that we have spent years trusting, years putting our money in, years believing that, hey, when I put my money in there, it's in a vault. What do we know? The global debt has now, in 2018, reached $188 trillion. Let me share this with you. But you know something? It is estimated that total global debt will exceed 257 trillion in the first quarter of 2020. Listen to this video.
Total worldwide debt has
Is
never
there going
been
to be a
higher,
global
and yet
crisis?
there's little sign of this current wave retreating anytime soon. Now, with the coronavirus outbreak being declared a pandemic, government billions of dollars in stimulus packages that will send debt even higher. So just how worried should we be if it all comes crashing down? Global borrowing has been growing rapidly, so rapidly that many are concerned it is quickly becoming unsustainable. The Institute of International Finance estimates total worldwide debt, which is made up of borrowings from households, companies, and government, surged to a staggering $253 trillion at the end of September 2019. That's a whole lot of debt, more than 3 times the annual economic output of the entire world. It works out to roughly $32,500 of debt for each of the 7.7 billion people on the planet. What's more, the group says this figure is only going to increase. The World Bank believes the speed and scale of this debt wave is something we should all be worried about. So much so, the group has urged governments around the world to make it a primary concern. But let's take it a step back. Put simply, debt is created when one party borrows from another. It allows individuals to buy something they wouldn't normally be able to afford. That has its benefits. For example, you might take on debt when you get a loan to buy a car or mortgage on a house. This allows you to pay back the costs of those investments over time instead of all at once. The cost of this service is the interest rate. At present, interest rates around the world have fallen to historically low levels. This has made it cheap to borrow from banks, meaning businesses can make large investments and homeowners don't need to spend as much on their monthly mortgage payments. There are drawbacks to a low-rate environment, though. Individuals aren't likely to see much of a return on their savings, and both people and businesses can load up on too much cheap debt, something we're seeing now. Governments take on debt too, which they can use to stimulate the economy by funding infrastructure projects, social programs. How much a country's government owes is known as sovereign debt. Sovereign debt is very different to how we might think about debt as an individual, but one thing they both have in common is that problems tend to arise when that borrowing becomes excessive. Loans to countries with developed economies, like Canada, Denmark, or Singapore, are generally seen as investments. That's because even if governments spend beyond their means, lawmakers can raise taxes or print more money to ensure.
Print more money. Ah, well, that's the way the world goes. You know something? I listened to all that was said there, and we realized today that oil prices has dropped to under $1. Let me tell you something, it's a crisis. And still, the bank is telling you we're happy to explain our fee structure. So, as long as you understand when you walk into the bank, there will be a fee. Let me explain something about the commercial banks to you and how it works, because a lot of people put their money in a place because that is how my mother did it. That is how my sister did it and my brother did it. But do you understand how this system operates? You see, commercial banks make by providing loans and earning interest income from those loans. Customers who deposit money into the bank effectively lend money to the bank and are paid a small interest. However, the banks charge a higher rate of interest to the borrowers, who are you and me, who borrow money from the banks. Let's listen to Godfrey Bloom.
That you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
I did not say that. Godfrey Bloom of the London Parliament said it. And you know something? You and I have been cultured to follow the steps of ancestors and trust the bank. We trust the bank. But let's look at two things that he said. Fractional reserve banking. What is? Most people falsely assume that when you deposit money to a bank, the bank actually saves the money in its vault. Thanks to fractional reserve banking, the bank needs to keep only a small fraction of the deposit, and it can spend the rest of it as it wants. The bank can use the money to speculate on anything: derivatives, stock, government bonds, or financial instruments, or simply lend the money to others. Let's look at this little chart that explains fractional reserve banking. Deposit A comes into the bank, deposit $1,000. The bank is required to reserve 10% by central bank legal law, 10%, and loan out 90. 900 therefore is loaned to the other person who will come in. And at this point, there's 1,900 in the system and the bank has $100. A, that, B comes in now, brings in $900 deposit. The bank reserves, which is $90, and they loan out $810. And we rinse and we repeat. At this point, there's 2710 in the system and the bank has 190. When customer C come in and deposit 800 and goes through the 10%, reserve their 81 and 29. At this point, there's 3439 in the system and the bank has 271 in hand. This is truly a game of monopoly. Invisible money, money being created out of thin air. Quantitative easing, I say no more. Start the press. Start the presses. In practice, the term print money is often used as shorthand for what economists call quantitative easing. I'm not real. I wonder, you need to think on that and do your research. Who controls? When I looked at this and I started asking questions, that question came to mind. And I want to share this short video with you and tell me what you think. In Henry Ford in 1922 said, "It is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning."
Under this fractional reserve scheme, we inevitably become debt slaves to a ruling class of financial elite, not because they are better or smarter than anyone else, but because they have rigged the system to benefit themselves at the expense of most people on the planet. Catherine Austin Fitz is an expert on this issue. She was an assistant secretary of Howard President George Bush Sr., and then an advisor to the Clinton administration.
Let's set up a game of Monopoly and you want to buy Park Place. What I can continually do is just print money, give myself more money, lower the value of your money by printing more. No matter how hardworking you are or how successful you are, I can always end up buying you for free.
So how come if you or I make up money, it's called counterfeiting? It's increasing the money supply. How did the banks get this power? This is Jekyll Island, where in 1910, representatives from the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Morgans, and other private bankers gathered secretly to draft the legislation that would create the Federal Reserve. Ed Griffin literally wrote the book on what happened at Jekyll Island.
Central banks are banking cartels which have gone into partnership with the respective governments of the countries where they operate. And they've been given monopolist power over the creation of the nation's money supply. That's what the politicians handed to them as a gift, you might say, for the partnership. Now, in return, what do the bankers do for the politicians? They promise to create money out of nothing now that they've got this legal power to do it anytime the government needs it.
And since 2008, we've witnessed the greatest fake money printing run in recorded history. This financial sleight of hand disguises the costs, hides who's to blame, and leaves us as debt slaves working to pay off the bill. I found it revealing that in the same year the Federal Reserve was founded, 1913, the Internal Revenue Service was also established, and income tax was then instigated so you and I would have to pay the politicians' debt to the bankers.
The problem is we have a privately owned central bank system in the United States disguised as a government-owned system. Now, if you look in the telephone book here in the Washington, D.C. area, you look up for Federal Reserve in the blue government pages, it's not there. It's in the white pages right next to Federal Express. It's a privately owned central bank.
What is the proper relationship? What should be the proper relationship between the chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. There is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
We have a private bank that prints money on behalf of the Treasury. The Federal Reserve prints money on a debt-based system, which creates scarcity. But it puts a group of insiders in a position of having access to all the data about the economy when we don't. So you have a small group of bankers who understand the data on how the money works in the economy, and it gives them the ability to print money in a way that the insiders are protected and everybody else is trained.
Catherine went on to compare a healthy economy to a vibrant torus, balanced, freely flowing, and energized throughout, in contrast to what's happening in our current economy.
What you have is a system that's very dynamic, and it's trying to optimize. But intertwined in the core of it, you have a tapeworm. The way a tapeworm works in your body is it injects a chemical into your body that makes you crave what's good for the tapeworm and bad for you. You have a parasite that's very much manipulating and engorging itself at the expense of the whole.
We live in a tapeworm economy where the financial elite are the tapeworm and us, and they don't like it when people blow their cover. After Catherine began exposing government corruption at the highest levels, the FBI raided her company and seized its assets. She was dragged through the courts for 10 years before being found innocent.
10 years she was dragged through the courts before being found innocent. Don't speak out. You see, the tapeworm has injected us so much that we want to be part of the banking system, part of the financial system, without understanding what is happening. So the game of Monopoly continues. But I hope this evening, as I share, your mind will open and come out of quarantine. You see, who controls the money of the world? We just heard the Federal Reserve and other central banks. By adjusting its supply and adjusting how much it costs to borrow money also known as the interest rate, these tools give the Federal Reserve free will to create booms and busts within the economy. He who controls the money controls the world. So look at some key takeaways. To ensure a nation's economy remain healthy, its central bank regulates the amount of money in circulation. Influencing interest rates, printing money, and setting bank reserve requirements are all tools central banks use to control the money supply. Other central banks use include open market operations and quantitative easing, which involves selling or buying up government bonds and security. The domino effect continues as the power that be changed their strategy and now introduce
IMF Managing Director
digital
Christine Lagarde
currency.
says the global economy is in a fragile stage. She made the comments during a conversation with Yahoo Finance's Miles Upland, and he joins us once again from DC. So, Miles, what other topics did you touch on today?
Yeah, outside of the headlines that we've gone through different times here at Yahoo Finance, we also extended our conversation and talked about a couple of interesting areas. I think Brian Jung might like one of these, and it's digital currencies that central banks might issue. We also talked about regulating some of the biggest tech companies in the world. Take a listen.
It's actually happening. When you look at the Caribbean islands and the Caribbean central banks and the Bahamas, actually, have, I believe, 4 or 5 islands which together have decided at central bank level to go with a digital currency. So central bank digital currency is coming alive. It's not going to happen today. I think they have a 12-month experimental period that they want to go through before they actually launch for good. How much of the...
But it's coming alive, and the Federal Reserve is looking into developing a digital currency in the US. Is this a solution, or is it simply to control? Central banks in Asia and Europe are in the final stages of launching digital currencies for future payments. You see, my research shared with me, unable to control the growth and influence of cryptocurrencies, many leading central banks across the globe are working on or contemplating launching their own versions of cryptocurrencies. If issued by a central bank of a country in a the CBDC. While the CBDC only exists in conceptual form, England, Sweden, and Uruguay are a few of the nations that have considered plans to launch a digital version of their native fiat currency. Let me tell you, digital currency is simply currency issued by a bank in digital form. The same old fiat currency, the same old paper money in a digital format. It's already in existence. No change, same old clothes. On the opposite side of every crisis is an opportunity. And that opportunity came to be, as we say, the face of money changed. And the rise of the new economy as we welcome the future of payments called cryptocurrency. The first cryptocurrency was Bitcoin. It was introduced then, and 21 million coins were available, made available. It reached over between 2009 and then. They didn't understand it. They didn't see its value, and they did not understand it. Today, we have over 5,000 cryptocurrency. And the video that comes up will tell you why cryptocurrency is so valuable at this time.
We use money every day, but we rarely appreciate its power and its flaws. It's a tool that has been at the center of human progress. And as we build bigger and tackle complex problems, we're going to need the best tools available. We have a global economy. We're going to need a global digital currency. Cryptocurrency is going to be a great democratizing force for the world because it's going to level the playing field and allow access financial services.
This is going to transform how we think about a real global economy. I think in order to understand its importance, we first have to define what currency means. What currency does is it actually allows us to agree upon the value of something. It's almost like a communication tool.
There are different ways of coordinating human beings.
One way that you can do that is with money. You can incentivize people to try to work on the same thing at the same time.
We started off building simple systems like a river to very amazing things like rocket ships. We went from interacting with our neighbors to now transacting each other around the world. And we want to make sure that people can move money freely. And our current financial system just doesn't enable that.
So the current systems are very centralized. And so we have big banks and big governments. There's a lot of middlemen who make things incredibly inefficient.
When you talk about the problems of the existing financial system, you can go to a situation like Venezuela where money is being printed and folks' savings are basically being destroyed.
The value of their wealth has been completely eroded. I think a lot of us in the United States sort of take this idea for granted that if someone gives us money, it'll be in our bank account and it's not going to disappear or be taken away from us. And that's really a luxury that many people in the world don't have at all. There are about 1.8 billion people in the world today who have a cell phone but don't have access to any financial services. What's really powerful about cryptocurrency is that it lets anybody, if you just have a smartphone and internet connection, participate in the global economy.
What cryptocurrency does is takes the stability that we have and gives it to the rest of the world.
Take the stability that we have and give it to the rest of the world. Crypto is the people's money. Robert Kiyosaki said that. He predicts that there'll be a historic market crash, and he said in his the cryptocurrency, they overtake traditional assets like the US dollar and gold. Not me, Robert Kiyosaki. When you want to learn how to make millions, you go to a millionaire. Knowledge is the new currency. And the company I represent called OneLife brings that to you. We bring knowledge. We're a global company, 3.6 million users, merchants. We have over 125,000. We're in 190 plus countries, and we have done this in just 5 years. Our mission, I will share two very important ones. All are important. But let me tell you something. When somebody said they aim to increase the quality of life of members, you need to turn and take a look. When they say they ignite a natural educational evolution, you need to take a look. And when they say invite opportunities for economic growth and create new market opportunities, wow, stop looking and come on board. Who needs cryptocurrency? The unbanked. Notice what that video said? They said that people may not be able to get to banks, but they have a cell phone and that kind of system. So cryptocurrency, the use of cryptocurrency on your cell phone, the access to blockchain, all these things make the unbanked having a need for cryptocurrency. Remittances, high cost to send money to your loved ones, high cost. Cryptocurrency crosses that. You can use your phone and simply in a few minutes send money across the globe. Global trade, cross-border purchases are possible. Buying and selling goods and ease of settlements, cryptocurrency makes it easy. Protecting income and wealth. After the financial world crisis 2008, many countries started printing money. Inflation was there. I remember a gentleman from Suriname, Clifton, shared quite recently, when he came into this business, his money that he put into this business was protected because a few days later, the money in Suriname value dropped. This is what cryptocurrency do. Education is at the heart of our company. We look at finance, we look at forex, we look at law, and we share with you all these areas: market risk, financial management, trading strategies, cryptocurrency, legal definition, types of crypto systems, regulations, and much, much more. Sharing with you just a page from Introduction to Finance. Many have failed in the respect. The aforementioned example of the Federal Reserve of the United States is a notorious one. Since after the establishment of this institution in 1913, the dollar was lost over 95% of its value as of today. How do you get started in this business? You look at a simple starter. You say 1,400 TTD, I'm protecting my money to start on an educational journey that can change your life. You get promotional tokens and split. You can choose to accept free promotional tokens to mine with your educational package, or you can say no. It's a choice. But I believe you would say yes, because after mining, you will have your coins. And as I continue, you will see what your coins can do. You see, we started in January 2015, and our value then was a mere 50 cents. But during that time, in 2019, we went to 29.95. And kudos to all members, because we are now at 42.43 euros. Free education for children, free. And we use a character called Super Ted as he takes them on a journey through the history of money, making the money go around. He shares with them where our money is stored, finance, markets, supply. Why don't you lead by example? Take the courses, become a part of the community. Take the courses, learn the material, and earn certificates. You see, we have a one ecosystem. Just as Trinidad has an ecosystem, our ecosystem is built around our coin. By developing the elements in the ecosystem, we encourage the coin, its usability, its functionality, and its reliability. What does the one ecosystem aim to create? A world without inflation and interest on loans, a safe world, a secured yet involatile payment option, increased trade worldwide, and a payment method which authorities can rely on, count on. As I go through the ecosystem with you, I share again One Life Network, 3.6 million in 190 plus countries. KYC compliance, so people with dubious intentions must rethink. The Forex, a $5 trillion market. One Academy Forex is your complete guide to trading. Our goal is to get you from zero to hero in trading. The One Academy, our educational platform. You will understand the fintech industry and you will understand the regulations that are being put in place and the laws that are applied to cryptocurrency. Our One World Foundation, we learn giving is not just about making a donation, it is about making a difference. As we build bridges in Vietnam and we help across the world, empowering and educating others. The Dealshaker, our e-commerce platform, an interactive commerce hub. It levels the playing field of money and trade. And here, the education was exciting, but let me tell you something. Just top the cake with some icing. As I share with you our dealshaker merchants, they're all over the world, but I just brought Trinidad home. You should have seen us doing the shuffle and other things while we marketed our goods. Let me tell you something. You could get clothes, you could get a haircut, Ken's Grill, furniture, learn to fly. I experienced this. It was awesome. For coins. I experienced this massage for coins. Man, I have a tablet, boom, on the table for coins. My stairs needed a railing. Services are provided for coins. Do you like this? My alligator bag from Vietnam and my husband's alligator belt and wedding ring replacement. I lost my rings and my husband replaced them with coins. And every week, my coffers are full, my tables are full as I buy my fruits, my vegetables, fill my fruit basket for coins. Let me tell you something. Fruits are us by Shoba keeps me filled every week. I have two friends who bought a home in Suriname for coins. I walk on land in Sandy Grande that is mine, and I paid with my work. See how my ecosystem is working? We are all over. Every month, we share. We invite you to come and be a part of our community. We invite you to come to our Petit Bazaar, to our marketplace. See what we have available. Understand the community, how it works, the e-commerce platform, and become a part of a growing community. You see, you're going to come off of this. A friend invited you, and you're going to say, Let me talk to my family. Let me talk to my cousins. Let me talk to my friend. And they're gonna tell you, girl, don't waste your time. Boy, don't waste your time. That's a waste of time. These things is only designed to take your money. But let me tell you this: misunderstanding and misguided negative comments can be avoided by plugging into our education and experiencing the Deal Shaker platform. What are others saying about cryptocurrency? Because your friend just spoke, but let's hear what the world is saying.
My number one focus on cryptocurrencies, and whether that be digital currencies or Bitcoin or other things, is that we want to make sure they're not used for illicit activities. So in the United States, our regulations, if you're a Bitcoin wallet, you're subject to the same regulations as a bank. We want to make sure that the rest of the world and many of the G20 countries are already starting on this, have the same regulations.
We have already started monitoring, surveying, and analyzing associated with the development of cryptocurrency, the potential benefits out of it. And I totally agree with what Stephen was saying about the fact that the anonymity, the lack of transparency, and the way in which it conceals and protects money laundering, financing of terrorism, and all sorts of dark trades is just unacceptable.
Well, presently it's more of an index of money laundering than anything more than that. But it is a real technology. It's cost effective. It has created a fascination with millions and millions of people. It's real. It's going to transform us, and we should not turn back to it. We should embrace it and work toward a global solution. Because if we don't work towards a global solution, it will create systemic risk.
And One Life was aware of that before this. And those things were put in place so that we are a coin that you can look at. G20, look at it, 15 legal, 6 neutral, 4 restricted, and 1 illegal. We are all over the world. The G20 leaders reaffirm their position that cryptocurrencies do not currently constitute a threat to monetary stability, and that technological innovation can deliver significant benefit to the economy. That was 2019 in Japan. Lagarde sees demand for stable coins and plans to put the ECB ahead of the curve. She is saying, regardless, we only know of one at the moment, but there are others being explored on the way, stable, not volatile. We are here. JP Morgan, he said all the things he could about cryptocurrency. And here he is rolling out the first US bank-backed cryptocurrency to transform payments business. So he realized if he don't get on board, he'll be left out. So he has turned his tongue around and changed his song. India courts lift cryptocurrency ban, and they have been all over the world is now lifting cryptocurrency ban in cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology that supports it. OneCoin has shared all this in our education with them. Malta's Prime Minister hails crypto's future of money in UN speech. They did not stop there. They became the first country to regulate cryptocurrency, and Mexican lawmakers passed cryptocurrency regulation bill. SBI launches Japan's first bank-owned cryptocurrency exchange with Ripple support. And let's see what's happening in Japan today as we see.
China accounted for 90% of Bitcoin trade just 1 year ago. But with Beijing banning initial coin offerings, or ICOs, and regulators shutting down Bitcoin exchanges there, Japan is setting out on a different path, embracing the crypto movement.
Bitcoin trade here in Japan accounts for nearly half the global trade volume. Compare that to 25% in the US. The number has surged since the government passed a new law earlier this year recognizing the digital currency as a legal form of payment.
A legal form of payment, cryptocurrency. Imagine 2020, $100 could fill your card. No, I know this picture is wrong because $100 could never give me that amount in a card. You barely get in a basket now with it. In 2021, little less. Cryptocurrency can't do much. cart almost empty. But I am telling you, in 2021, ones are going to overfill your basket that you will need two to walk out with for one. You see, our goal is to become the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. And we can do this through usability, expansion, and market capitalization. And usability is highlighted. Our target, 10 million users. We are building a community. 1 million merchants. You don't need to go any place else to shop. And we want to do this in 2 years. So what do we want of you? Why did we invite you? We intend, as I said, to be the #1 reserve global cryptocurrency. So why not join us and add to the numbers? Why not improve your financial situation? Alibaba, the founder of Jack Ma, was rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC, before becoming China's richest man. He created a payment program called Alipay after going through a lot of challenges. And he said, so many people I talked to at that time about Alipay, they said, this is the stupidest idea you have ever had. He said, I didn't care if it was stupid, as long as people could use it. You can use OneCoin. Why not experience it now? Or are you going to be like Marty as you hear the word? We have to go back, Marty, and buy a lot of OneCoin. I want to thank you. Together, we make history. Come on board. Be part of this community. As I say to you,
Wow. Thank you so much, Ms. Donna Samuel Singh, for that lovely financial platter. I hope your viewers are as hungry as I am to get your piece of the pie and put your financial life in order. There's a financial shift that has happened, and we must now be in the right position so that we have the best view. Now, I'd like to bring to you a blue diamond extraordinaire, the captain of our network, as defies all odds. Some of you know him as Mr. Cordell James, others know him as Mr. King James. I am proud to present to you all Mr. Cordell King James. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
I'm feeling like a pro Papa Bear. I'm feeling so elated and happy. It's humbling to be here this evening to share with you guys. I honestly, I think there should be no words said. I mean, after, according to them, Michael Jackson performed. Who could perform after Michael Jackson? Truth be told, Donna, you did a splendiferous kind of job there, darling. You did amazing. You did amazing, if I do say so myself. I mean, was no stone left unturned. And you brought some things to mind, and it's really, really quite intriguing and thought-provoking. And here's one of the thoughts that's so thought-provoking. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, your colleagues, your friends, whoever you are listening to the sound of my voice, they have no idea who owns the central bank, who controls the central bank, and who runs the central bank. They see figureheads, they see puppets, they see people there. But in Trinidad and Tobago, 99.9% of Trinidadians, from the government especially, don't know who controls the central bank. And I dare you to tell me who's the owner and who's the family that owns it. And if you don't know that, what do you know about money? You see, those are thoughts that we don't have. We don't think about why would we care? We just get a chance to spend our TT dollars. We get a chance to just spend our fiat. We just get a chance to make it. Friends, I have news for you. It's more important, your freedom and your understanding and the broken lie that has been told to us must stop. The broken bunch of lies that they piece together to make a big lie needs to stop. They lie to you about Forex and make you seem like if this is something fantastic. They lie to you about the paper currency and where it derived from. They lie to you about the education and the curriculum that we have that is so great. They lie to you about why they give you the kind of curriculum that they give you. So you can pursue what? Working for those who controls us. I'm personally fed up of the 1% of the 1%. Not just the 1%ers, you know. I need you to know there's a 1% of the 1%. And those are the people who control the central banks. There's 5 families that technically control the world. And you don't know that you don't know. The opportunity for you tonight is to open Pandora's box and not be scared. Because you could not have planned for COVID-19. And the generation of your children to come, they can't plan for what they don't know. We didn't know about COVID-19, so we had to adhere to the rules. We had to quarantine. We had to put on a mask. We had to do anything that was told to us. And that was unexpected. I'm telling you what to expect. Expect a second emerging economy that they will not warn you about, that they are going to control, and they're going to take what you currently have and devalue it. What you think you're saving and you're holding on to is so important. They are going to devalue it. But here's a chance for you to position yourself strategically. Don't allow the devaluation to happen. And then when it comes, you talk about, oh, I didn't know. We have taken that excuse from you tonight. No more excuses. Tonight is the night that you decide to unlock your mind, relax your conscience, and set it free. Decide to learn more so you can become more and do more. We may not have it all together. Donna, myself, and any of the IMAs, we're not rich as yet. Keyword is as yet. But here's what we are rich with. The information and putting it to practice. What are you putting into practice? We are offering you theory that can become practical. You could apply the lessons that we are teaching. And it's all in front of you. There's no chance for you to mess this situation up. So I'm asking you, with everything inside of me, I'm seeking for you to understand, for you to get more serious and more aggressive. Whether it's level 1, level 5, wherever you want to purchase, get started. 1,400 TT dollars is not going to break you. 140 euros is not going to break you. And if it's going to break you, more reasons for you to get involved. That's the way I see it. That's the way I understand it. And that's why I'm positioning myself. There's exciting things I don't know if you understand. But I'm telling you, on the horizon for every IMA that's hearing me, there's exciting things in the works. Exciting things happening, all for you. Trust the process. Continue to build. Continue to educate yourself. You see the type of research Donna would have done to bring forth all of that information to you? She poured out to you. That didn't take 2 days to put together. That is years of coming together at the right time to pour out on you. Do not allow that level of passion, enthusiasm, and excitement to pass you by. Take a piece of it. Grab onto something and decide to be the one that's willing to change the legacy of your family. Change the educational path of your family. I had a chance to speak to many people today, all throughout the world, different parts of the world. And I'm telling you, there's a buzz of excitement. There's a buzz of renewing. There's a buzz of restarting. There's a buzz of people rebooting. And they understand that this one is the one. Don't be confused. Don't let anybody misuse you. Position yourself ahead of the impending trend that cannot be stopped. Be proactive and not reactive, because nobody was proactive prior to COVID. They saw it in Wuhan, they saw it in China, and nobody put any proactive measures in place. Everybody still reacted. Please see the situation clearly. You're seeing the word of crypto, you're seeing the talk, you're hearing the talk, you're seeing everything you need to see, and you're still going to become reactive. Shame on you. But for those who are deciding tonight is my night, this moment is my moment, I congratulate you. I applaud you. For those that's already positioned, I ask you to just do more, because as we do more and we educate more, we only increase our value. Let's increase, let's touch, Let's inspire, let's help. I'm all about one life for more life. Your humble servant here, King James, telling you, trust the process. One's out.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cordell James, for waking us up and waking us up from our slumber. Okay, so thank you as well again to Ms. Donna Samlalsing, our presenter for this evening. And thank you, our viewers. So until we meet again, here tomorrow, same time at 8 p.m., same place, and on YouTube, good morning, good evening, and good night. Stay safe.